Hi, I'm Louis Funest from the band We Are Magonia, and you're watching Over Music. So, the band was born in 2017 and basically started after my colleague Frank started to play around with synthesizers and trying to make metal, but metal made by people who doesn't play guitar. Magonia is an imaginary land from where people accused of sorcery during the Middle Ages said they came from. Legend goes that the bishop from our hometown had to face some paranormal activities and settle the score between local populations and those people who were accused. And as all of this happened in Lyon, which is our hometown, we thought it would be cool to name ourselves after that magical land and after that story, that lore. I'd say most of our influences are metal, going from bands like Until We Die to Black Dahlia Murder, or some hybrid material like We Butter the Bread with Butter, the Browning, and also a lot of electronic music, going from techno to dark and distorted genres like deathstep, dark synths, and basically anything dark is appealing to us. Our writing process is kind of tiresome. Like, we produce as we write, which means we never use placeholders or anything that would not make it to the final master. Which means that we need to go through the process of trying any idea from start to finish for each element that we want to put in our songs. And that takes a tremendous amount of time. We keep one idea out of 20. We probably wrote the album in a year or something like that. 1 year, 1 year and a half. And you write it and you produce it, and then comes the time to make different masterings, try to choose the right one, the one that suits what you like, and then you have second thoughts, you redo the mastering, choose again, and there it goes. Okay, so Frank has this obsession with number 3 and triangles because of some numerology stuff that he would explain better than me. But as we're 3 members in the band, this album is our 3rd. We had this idea that we could basically build something around number 3 and something with a triangle. So that was the starting point. We wanted to call the album Triangle with, the symbol, no name and just a symbol, but at some point we realized that we would have to name it, to speak about it, and just calling it Triangle was a bit light. So that's when we came with the idea of the Unicode, which is the international language for, keyboard symbols. We decided to put it to write this on the cover. So basically you have 2 ways of reading it. Like you can see the triangle behind the statue's head, or you read it as Triangle Unicode in normal letters. That took like 2 or 3 months to do. We had this idea about pyramids and statues and everything, but we had no way to make it. So Fear took upon himself to learn level design and animation from scratch, which is a tremendous amount of work, and he worked like 12 hours a day until we had something we liked, and I think the result is pretty cool for, someone that actually learns from scratch. No, not really. I mean, we didn't want to talk about politics, socials, or anything. We just do what we like. We're trying to create what we'd want to listen to. Our visuals is just what we like to see, and since we're young, since we're the visuals we kind of want to see, we create it. we signed the contract on a 50-50 deal. When the time came to release the album, the costs we had on the vinyls and the CDs were much more expensive than what we had when we were unsigned, and because of the 50-50 deal we would have lost a lot of money. Also, the traffic on the album and the music was mainly on their side and not that much on our side. It didn't actually bring a lot to us, so we decided to break the deal just before the album came out and release it unsigned. We have some basics like scales, modes, chords, but no one in the band comes from a real music school or is able to read real music. Sometimes we learn things when we need to, when we're stuck on something and we need some new knowledge to go forward. That's the time where we can learn things. But nobody comes from a real professional musical background. Well, we're gonna write some more music. We're gonna go back in the studio and see what comes next. I think there's gonna be some changes in the music a little bit. That's what I can say. We'd also want to play a lot more live shows, and it's kind of difficult for us to be booked. So if anybody here knows a good booking agency that would be interested to have us, feel free to reach out to us. We're totally open to that and want to play a lot of live shows for you. If we don't play live, we're going to stay in the studio and make music. Well, thank you to all the peoples in Over the Music. Greetings from France and greetings from Lyon, and hope to see you guys really soon on stage, at live shows, anywhere.